This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news.
All right.
Hey, what's up? How are you? Sorry, I just got done experiencing the futility of the internet, where I tried to look up the worst minor celebrity I ever worked with. I was telling you before we filmed, but I can't find it because Danny Bonaducci, bitch ex-wife, does not report the information I wanted to report.
Neil likes to keep the podcasters in the basement, so we can't call for help. No signal.
Yeah, that's true. But I will figure it out later. Danny Bonaducci, not his current wife. I won't speak ill of her. I don't know who she is.
Unless it is the wife you were talking. You know, because these child celebrities, sometimes they mate for life.
That's true.
They find the one, and she doesn't take him for all he's worth, and she loves him for who he is, and it's just written in the stars.
I'll tell you what, Danny Bonaducci, bitch ex-wife, gives me at least information enough to know that he's had 3 wives. So I don't want to besmirch the wrong ex-wife. This one streams on Twitch. Real asshole. You can look it up if you're interested.
One of them he bought from overseas. Every time one of those child actors has multiple ex-wife, there's always one foreigner in the mix that doesn't speak any of the language, not even pidgin.
So are we talking about Amy Railsback? That's, I think, his current wife.
No,
unless you're talking about
Amy
Gretchen
Railsback.
Himmler.
That doesn't sound right.
It's got to be a Himmler.
It sounds like that should be who it is.
Hatatori?
No, it wasn't a Setsuki.
Jesus.
This girl was white.
Okay.
This girl was a white bitch.
But didn't I
That's
fucking
all that
nail it?
came up.
Didn't I nail it?
You did. Listen, it could have been a girlfriend, maybe they didn't make it to wife, but anyway, she's a Twitch streamer. If you can find her, she's like a good-looking brunette. Worst person I've ever met in my entire life. But the reason we were talking about that prior to filming is that was where I got to preview one of the only Assassin's Creed games I've ever seen in my life. She played it with the host of the TV show we were working on, with, again, somebody that you might not know, but where was it? Oh, I don't want to really say. It was
just not like an exact address, but like the city
we were working in. Well, there's like a city where they make a lot of television and film sort of industry is sort of there. It's called Los Angeles.
Oh, I was about to say Quebec.
Yeah, Atlanta now, probably, in Vancouver. But no. So anyway, there was a new Assassin's Creed. Speaking of, and there's a bit of a controversy about it. We were talking about.
Yeah. Playable black samurai. People are pissed for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. The nerds are angry. The nerds are angry that this assassin game lets you play as either an Asian woman or a black man, but like a famous black samurai, like a guy who actually existed in history. Yeah, something like that.
It is.
And yeah, he was like a black guy that washed up ashore on Japan and became like a powerful warrior, which is a pretty cool story.
Well, they get it mixed. They say, some people say, oh, he achieved the ranking of samurai. Others like, no, he was just a slave. That cap is gone forever.
That's just fucked. It fucked the whole thing up. I was too busy thinking of a great riff, which is if they made a show out of it, they call it Faux Shogun. You know,
Faux Shogun. Oh man.
Is that problematic? I don't know.
I mean, you're pro Yusuke though, right?
I am pro Yusuke.
You can make all the racist jokes you want then, because you're on the right side of history.
That's right. He seems like a badass. You know what I mean? Like there's Japan is and was an extremely racist country. So you might think like, so what? You know, like, but no, that's like Black Klansman. For a black samurai would be like, it's like Black Klansman. In fact, I wish you could do a game where you could play both of them.
Play as a Black Klansman?
Well, there is the Black Klansman, the guy that made the movie.
I saw the movie. Yeah, there's only there was so there's only one Black Klansman and only one Black Samurai.
Yes.
All right, I'm starting to see the parallels.
See what I'm saying? Like the Black Samurai maybe travels through time or vice versa.
But how does this Black Samurai have like a white a white?
What do you say? How can we work a white into this?
Does he have like a Japanese friend that does all his PR?
Which one? The Black Klansman?
Yeah,
or the
that
Black
the Black Samurai needs his own Adam Driver, so he could he could talk to the samurai version of David Duke on the phone, or whatever they used. They sent scrolls with a hawk back then. They didn't have telephones.
Yeah, like sparrows.
So he would do the correspondence with the sparrow with the little rolled up message, but in person it would be this Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Duality.
He'd really think, "Oh, what samurai?" And then he'd start writing again for the bird. Yeah, I think that it would be cool. I don't play the Assassin's Creed games, but that sounds like a cool game.
I usually wait for them to be on sale. They're all fun. I don't understand why to get worked up over a video game. Personally, I've been excited for games before, and then I see that first trailer, lose excitement, and instead of bitching about it for 4 months straight on social media, I say, cool, $70 in my pocket. Like,
I don't get excited. I try to stay away from movie and video game previews. I don't like that excitement. I like just being surprised when it's about to come into the theater and you'll see the preview in the movie. That I get excited about, but I hate going on Apple. I know I have friends that do it as soon as, like, every Tuesday or Wednesday when the new ones release. Now I can't do it. I feel like it's like too much of a good thing. It's like edging movies. It's like by the time the movie finally comes around, I've seen half of it through the 5 different trailers. And now the magic I was all excited about the movie, it can't possibly live up to the hype that I've created in watching all this.
I mean, most movies have a teaser and then 2 full-length trailers. I'll usually watch the teaser and the first full length. If I'm that excited, like if I know that I'm definitely going to watch it going in, I won't watch the second one so I could have more things. But I like trailers for the most part.
Yeah. Well, especially not for video games because they're always getting delayed. So you'll get all this hype and then they'll be like, you'll have to wait another year for this. At least that doesn't really happen with movies.
It has for a lot of them.
Well,
where the fuck is Beyond the Spider-Verse 2? That was supposed to be fucking out in March.
Really?
That shit was amazing. That
first one was great.
Where's that fucking Bong Joon-ho movie? They canceled that indefinitely. Where's Wile E. Coyote versus Acme?
That was just inexplicably canceled. That was almost done.
I actually don't give a shit about Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, but I was on a roll.
Yeah.
Let's just
unless
they're doing that genius thing where, like, because I would not see Wile E. Coyote versus Acme in theaters, and I still won't because I don't have children. I go to the movies by myself.
Yeah.
Guy looking like me shows up to the movies alone. Pedophile.
Yeah.
But
I made that mistake with not the last Ghostbusters, but the first kid Ghostbusters, the first one that's like Stranger Things. That was the one I went to see. I was like, it was like a cheap. I think we had the night off. We took the night off or whatever. I said, I'm gonna go see a movie. $5 Tuesdays. Sat there at the end by myself. Total pedophile vibes. Like I couldn't. I don't know if I was giving it out, but I was feeling it. Like I was seeing it in. I was like, if I find something funny and the rest of the movie doesn't, I can't laugh. I can't be like like my adult voice ringing out alone in the theater.
I'm not. You look like a guy that would see the new Ghostbusters alone.
That was what my rationalization to myself is, that if you're a good person and you don't assume the worst out of everyone, you would look at me and go, oh, okay, that's like a comic store guy that has no friends. So my best bet is these people thinking I have no friends.
Well, I didn't see the newest Ghostbusters because it didn't look that good.
Yeah, I didn't.
I saw the last one with people, but I saw Lady Ghostbusters alone. Is that worse than seeing Kid Ghostbusters alone?
No, it's just bad that you saw Lady Ghostbusters, but a lot of people made that mistake, myself included.
It's a bad Ghostbusters movie, but it was fine enough
It's a bad movie because of the way that it's done. I hate that movie because it has nothing to do with the Lady Ghostbusters. If they'd done a Lady Ghostbusters like Ghostbusters 1 and 2, which was a highly scripted movie, each of them would have probably been fine. But they did that Paul Feig fucking medium shot, improv every scene. Here's a first line, here's a last line, and here's like the plot line you have to say in this scene. Now go. And then you just have these pointless scenes about Chinese food that have obviously been improv'd when it's like, take a shot, swing and miss on something scripted, try to make Kate McKinnon Bill Murray, but don't do it by go and improv this scene, Kate McKinnon, like write her into a Bill Murray role. And even if you fail, you failed like the Ghostbusters did, not like not like This Is 40 or whatever, every other fucking bullshit movie.
Was she the Bill Murray? I only feel comfortable assuming one lady Ghostbuster to male Ghostbuster counterpart is.
Who is that?
Come on. Are you gonna make me say
Yes,
it?
I am.
Fucking yeah. The black ones.
Of course. Right.
But the three
they weren't very artful about that. They were just like, here you go.
Because Kate McKinnon, the one that added I'm not a side, I just.
But they did that too, because
Ernie Hudson.
what's her face? Yeah, right, and Ernie Hudson. But
he's like, I need a job. She's like, I know these streets. All right.
The what's her face? The fat Ghostbuster and the fat Ghostbuster are the same too.
I mean, they're all kind of Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd are both kind of paunch.
Yeah, but Dan Aykroyd was
fat.
Okay with chubby. I'd say Dan Aykroyd is the chubby.
Okay, and Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy was him. Was that, and then they Kristen Wiig was Egon.
I assumed because Kate McKinnon was like the biggest egghead.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they were mixing it up a little between Kristen Wiig and Kate McKinnon. But Fat Ghostbuster and Black
maybe they just wanted to stand on their own.
No,
while using the name of a successful male. Although that's not as egregious as the Lady Oceans movie, because the Oceans that's a whole genre. That's a heist genre.
Yeah.
You could do any heist movie with just women. There's not a ghost busting genre.
That's true. Yeah, but I feel like because what's her face? Pretty Woman, she was already introduced in the Oceans movies. So she was a character in the Oceans movies.
She wasn't in Lady Oceans.
Wasn't she? I thought she
Julia Roberts?
I thought she ran the Lady
No, that was Sandra Bullock. She played the younger sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you get this?
Look, it's a Bill Pullman, Bill Paxton situation for me between those two. I can't. I literally
completely different skill sets.
You could. I know. And look, but if you put Pullman and Paxton next to each other, I can tell you who's who. But you put Sandra Bullock and Julia Roberts next to each other, I'm fucking lost to the same person.
First of all, you'd have to bury Pullman to put him next to Paxton.
I'd prefer to pull Paxton up. Yeah, it'd probably be very easy contemporaneously to tell who's who.
Paxton was way better than Pullman. Pullman was pretty much locked into scientist or politician.
Yeah.
Paxton could play fucking anything.
Yeah. Although Pullman might have one better role than Paxton, which is the president in Independence Day. I don't know. Oh, maybe Aliens.
Game over, man.
Yeah. All right. All right. Because we came to it at the same time, I'll give it to him. Aliens is a better role, but no better monologue than the president in Independence Day, which is one of the best monologues in movie history, for my money.
I can't. I have to do my research. I can't. I'm not going blindly into this argument. I think you're probably way off.
We'll circle back next week. All you have to watch is the speech from the president in Independence Day, Bill Pullman.
I've seen it.
I know you have. Watch it again. Consider for your consideration.
Is it better than any fucking locker room pep talk?
Well,
do they remember the night they faced the Titans? I don't know if that's the exact quote.
I don't remember that pep talk specifically.
Or Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday.
That is a good pep talk, but that pep talk is a pep talk. It's not like that's a scumbag pep talk.
That's the whole team was scumbags.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like a pep talk I feel you could necessarily use as well for your own life. Because he's like, I know we're all scumbags here.
And that movie has the best one line of dialogue with James Woods.
Oh, God.
When he gets fired from the team and he wants to bring his cheerleader girlfriend with him. She's, no, I think I'm going to stay. Good. Enjoy getting gang fucked by a bunch of Neanderthals.
Yeah.
Best piece of dialogue
there
ever
is
written.
there are some that I still think about.
You don't like that?
The best. That's the best, isn't it? That movie is a quote machine. Like that, you can pull out a lot of great quotes.
James Woods is a quote. I bet he ad-libbed that line.
Fun fact that Oliver Stone didn't write a script. That was an all ad-libbed movie.
Oliver, has he ever? I don't know who writes if he writes his own script.
I think he might have wrote that one. Well, he directed it at least.
Yeah.
I like my favorite part is when every time I see Jamie Foxx, part of me sings the Willie Beeman song.
Okay.
Willie Beeman. That's just my first.
Wait, does he keep
exposure to
does
him?
He keep the women steaming or creaming? I can't remember.
I think he's steaming and he keeps the women
creaming.
It's not a very complex or rich hip hop song, I gotta say. There's not a lot of listenability to it outside the context of the plot of that movie. Oh, and when my favorite line is when Pacino's trying to get him to play well because he sucks, and he's like, think about it like you're in the backyard. Mama's ringing the dinner bell. You just run to the car and turn left. Like these little, like, he's just so like shoe on the furniture Pacino in that movie. Any Given Sunday, great movie if you haven't seen it.
That would get us to wipe the fucking aliens out in no time.
Okay, yeah, that's a great speech.
Eat shit, Bill Pullman.
What is a good off topic? What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite movie speech? Something that you would go to as like, fuck yeah, let's go. Because I gotta say, it's gonna be anticlimactic because mine is the president in Independence Day. That's my like go-to yeah speech.
I know I make fun of him for murdering that lady all the time, but the Glenn Ross, Alec Baldwin,
yes,
coffee is for closers, always be closing.
Hell yeah, that's a great one.
Fucking that's off the dome. Neil, what do you got? You seem to be racking.
Yeah, you're a movie guy.
I don't want to talk on this podcast at all. I don't. So I'm agreeing with you in that speech gets me.
That is a good one.
I love that one.
That is a good one.
He had
What did second place get? Set of steak knives. See, it's like you can just pull out one line from it and it's still good.
Sean Connery in The Rock when he talks about but that's a line. That's not really a speech or a monologue.
Well, the best line is. It's a movie I watched recently, actually.
Oh.
It's Korean. Park Chan-wook.
Okay.
It's called The Handmaiden.
Okay, do it in its original Korean.
Oh, I've been thinking about teaching myself.
For a second, I thought you were going to attempt it, and I was holding my breath.
myself.
Well, obviously, okay. Just based off of what I see on. No, that shit. I don't want to say the line because I want people to watch the movie.
Okay.
But I'll just say, if you want a great closing line in a movie, watch The Handmaiden. It's like a con artist movie.
Okay.
With a few borderline pornographic lesbian scenes.
Okay. They're not gonna old boy me, are they?
I have I've only this is a fuck up on my part. I've only watched the Spike Lee Old Boy. And I feel like I've ruined a really good movie for myself.
Okay, can I ask? I never saw the Spike Lee Old Boy. So in the Spike Lee Old Boy, is there a twist in the end involving a dad?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, that's the twist in the Asian one.
I mean, you could tell you were watching, like, it didn't even like try to Americanize up the movie. Like, I'm guessing because I didn't see the Korean version, but like, so it's Josh Brolin and he's involved in a hammer fight at one point.
That's in the movie.
I know, but it shouldn't be in an American version of a movie. We just fucking shoot people.
Right, yeah.
Korea doesn't have as many guns as us.
Right. So a hammer, getting out of a room with a hammer is more of a plausible thing.
Exactly.
Some thug would have a gun.
No guns. That's why you watch like Korean television. The bullies are so much fucking worse than anything because those bullies deserve to get shot.
They know that they're never going to get shot.
I know.
They say bullying's down in this generation, just as shooting is up. Maybe it's one of those things. Like an armed school is a polite school.
It's I've said this joke before. I guess I claimed, because I don't like school shooting.
No,
because controversial opinion here.
Oh.
School shooting is bad.
Okay.
In execution. No, because it's always just fucking mowing down. Like, if you can't match up physically with someone, having a gun is a way to even that up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But it's supposed to just be one-on-one. You don't just fucking mindlessly.
Yeah. Not that it's good that when kids die, but somebody shooting their bully, that makes sense.
I'm saying everybody has a limit. If you hear enough about
don't shoot people. Like, if you don't like a bully, don't shoot a teacher.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
They're the bully.
Right. Then, of course, shoot the teacher. But
look, I mean, there's...
I don't think we can say that live. I don't think we're allowed to say that live.
No. Of course, we are talking about shooting with a camera.
Yes.
Of course, we are talking about photography.
Take pictures, keep receipts so everybody can see what horrible things that are doing, and then they can be judged by a jury of their peers.
Right. There were some teachers that were doing some not great things when I was a student, not to me, but not great things. There was sleeping with students and things like that. I wish I was a school shooter, documenting that with a camera and sending it in to the police. You know what I mean? Would that I had been a school shooter at that point with a Panasonic camera.
I know. Yeah.
I like that Dave's interpretation of it is like why they, speaking of samurai, like the kids should have the honor, like just one shot to the bully and then just be like, I'm done. Hey, just hands up on the back of the head. They lay down on the ground. No, I'm finished. Go ahead, guys. Call it in.
Dave
I've thought about people that picked on me, and if I feel like if I wrote out a checklist like of everything they've done,
right,
I could kind of justify it. like, all right, this plus this plus this plus, like individually, not so bad. But let's take a cumulative review, keep like a scoring system. Like, how bad is shooting someone? If that's 100 on the scale of how many bad things, enough ones eventually will pile up to equal 100.
See, I feel like I can't be the judge. Like anytime I not that I'm opposed to the general theory of it in general, but I can't be the one to do it because I'm not,
which I like.
I don't trust my own judgment.
I like that even more, actually. I love it. Just like Dan would like to shoot Greg, and we would like to come to court to figure out if that's allowed.
Right? Like, do I have enough?
Yeah, here we go.
Here to justify the
court of public opinion, where I'd be like, "Oh, that is terrible. What happened?" Now I have all the information. It's still not good that it happened,
right?
But it's not like he's a necessarily violent person.
Right.
Like, I don't think
to take this out into like a total like hyperbole where anyone would agree, even YouTube, would be when like you read those stories where like like a kid gets killed or raped or something, and the police don't pick the case up, and the dad tracks the guy down and kills him, and then the dad gets arrested because he killed a guy, but then it's all kind of like, yeah, let's like let this go. We kind of know what was going on. He took the law into his own hands, but hey, who wouldn't do that in that situation? I feel like you just need like you said, like some sort of a centralized sort of authority where you could go and present your case that you could be that dad.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to go to jail regardless, but a lot of it justifies how well you're treated in that prison.
Well,
right? If you kill your fucking kid's rapist, you're probably gonna have an easier time in prison.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think anybody will be looking to fuck with you, really. You would just be like, there's plenty of better people to fuck with, I would say.
Exactly. There's people that did actual crimes.
Yeah.
That are bad.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that fucking samurai, did we?
No, we didn't.
This is the last, the first domino we pushed over was the Black Samurai, and it got there.
The last note I have is kill your kid's rapist, just to give you an idea of where we went on this journey.
That's the title of the episode this week.
I didn't hear about this game controversy, to be honest with you. I was actually curious when you guys mentioned it. I didn't realize there was a big hubbubaloo.
Dave and I are nerds.
Because I clicked on a few reactions on Twitter and then the algorithm. So I couldn't swing a dead cat on Twitter without, like, if you just open a page, the first 5 will be people complaining about the Black Samurai or people complaining about the Black Samurai.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm tapped into somewhat similar things. I like video gaming, and so I get shit on my algorithm about it. And I just remember it coming out that the game was coming out, and then everything else I've heard after that, as in either that or the more of it is like how I hear most of this shit, which is like the reaction to the thing. Like, I don't even get the first round of outrage. I get the counter outrage wherever it's coming from. And then I'm like, people are mad about what? Oh, they're mad because these people are mad about something. And it's just like, you kind of have to go through the rabbit hole of like why everyone's mad today.
Yeah. Plus, it's a different, the outsider perspective has always worked well in Asian media anyway.
Yeah.
So people, dumb fucking uncultured swine like us, because why would fucking Japanese people be explaining Japanese culture to Japanese people.
Right.
They already know it.
They already know it.
So
right.
that's
You
what-
get into that, like, you know, the bullshit fantasy novel things where people are talking to each other and like, there's the king, so-and-so, the first of his, and it's like, why would I be like, if I saw Biden, why would I be like, look,
hey.
there's Joe Biden, former congressman, the longest serving congressman in Delaware history. Like, why would I fucking say any of that? But they do it all the time in shows and stuff. So yeah. Having a black samurai is a good idea too. Whenever they do that in a film or a story, it's always good. Because like Fallout, they did that. The girls from like a vault, throw her out. You got to explain everything to her, which is good because it's a fucking crazy world. So yeah, like an American's not going to know like, oh, why is this guy just going to kill himself because he lost a battle or whatever? Like that's not what we do.
Although
we're Rocky.
I know you said you haven't finished Shogun yet.
I haven't, no.
But
I'm
first
further
episode.
in.
The first episode was nuts with that shit when the two heads of the thing were arguing, and then the one soldier guy got pissed off and said, "This is an outrage," and he's like, "All right, I fucked up. I'm gonna go home and kill my baby and then kill myself."
That was crazy, but it was a cool way to be like, "Oh, this is a fuck. This isn't like, you know, all the noble samurai, you know, PR bullshit. Like there were some fucked up things.
I know, but who just offers up the baby right away? Start with just yourself. I feel like that would have been enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's why you need a black samurai. So a guy can lean over and be like, he's got to offer up the baby. Like, it's not enough. It's not enough if it's just him. His whole line has to die, which is crazy, which is also cool. Cause like, I think from a Western perspective, you get a little bit of like maybe things should be shaken up around here. Maybe fucking Portuguese. No, he's not Portuguese. What is he? British.
He was
All the other Europeans are Portuguese.
Like I think in the show they were technically speaking Portuguese.
Yeah.
But which is weird because they still just spoke Japanese. But for our sake, they spoke the Portuguese parts in English.
Yeah. They did one of those things where
people will read some subtitles. They're not reading all subtitles.
Right.
People are way too fucking stupid for that.
People aren't going to read two different groups of people talking in two different languages. Like if it's a guy is like, wait, this guy's not Japanese. Why is he talking like this? He's not even sounding like the Japanese.
Would you have to change the color of the subtitles for the stupid people at home who can't just by ear say, well, that's clearly not the same language.
Yeah. Or audience members like my dad who wouldn't watch movies where they spoke in a British accent because he said he didn't like watching movies with the subtitles on. And he liked to understand. And I was like, Dad, they're speaking English. And he's like, yeah, I know, but I can't understand.
And was your dad, English is his first language, right?
Yeah, he's an American. He was an American conservative Italian guy.
No, I've heard that complaint from foreigners. Like
Really?
People that moved here and then learned the language, even people like with no accent anymore at all, they can't understand any kind of accent whatsoever. Yeah,
that's interesting.
I think they're just lying. They're turning into dumb Americans too, and they.
Well, I guess it's true in the line of like, British is as close to, you know, what we're speaking as you can get. I mean, it's slightly different language in their slang, but like I know the difference between like a posh accent and like a Cockney accent, or like an accent from like Liverpool or something, or like a Scottish accent or something like that. But I have no fucking clue. Like China's 8 times the size. I couldn't tell you one other accent. It's all just
you can't tell
Chinese voice.
Your Mandarin versus your Cantonese.
No. Well, maybe if I heard two people speaking it
no,
back and
you
forth.
couldn't.
Only if I heard two people speaking. It probably sounds different. It probably sounds different.
It probably does.
It might just
definitely not to you or me.
Yeah, that's the problem. Right?
There's 0% chance.
There's no fucking way.
I don't know. It's not. So you take that as me thinking that I am better than. No, I just think it would be obviously 2 different languages.
I'm on Dave's side.
No, because if you hear someone speaking German and French to each other,
right.
You know the difference. You know that's 2 different languages.
Right, but I don't think in terms of the world of China, aren't you worried that maybe that is just their manner of speaking? Like if they're speaking slowly, and then like you'd have to make the agreement if like, okay, you're going to speak Cantonese, you're going to speak Mandarin, the exact same pace with the same thing. If they made that, I think you might be able to tell.
Yeah. I feel like if I heard 2 people speaking in each language,
so you'd be able to tell they're different, but you wouldn't be able to say that's Cantonese, that's Mandarin.
Right. Yes, I would be able to differentiate them as languages. I just wouldn't. No, fuck no. Would I know what the difference between Mandarins and Cantonese? No, but I would be able to be
That's
like,
all I'm
these
saying.
people are speaking 2 different languages.
And your dad sitting in the back, like, put subtitles on everybody. I don't understand what Dan's saying.
Right, which these
How you
Shogun
calling
watchers.
German and French similar though. One's the language of romance, and the other one's the language of shitting on people's chests.
Well, that's my point, right? They're right next to each other. So if you're
There
going to
you
say
go.
Mandarin and Cantonese are going to sound the same because they're from the same area, I don't know. Do they? I have no fucking idea.
Ooh,
That's
look
how
at-
ignorant I am. I don't know.
Look at him wooing her with that charming French. Oh wait, nope, he's pooping now. That's German.
That's
Fuck.
German.
I really thought I had that one nailed down.
Yeah. You kind of lose that when you go over to the French. You lose that fun accent. There aren't many like Frenchmen that are. I guess
think
maybe
German sounds more like Arabic to me. They both just sound so aggressive.
Oh,
There's-
yeah.
There's a little like fucking.
Not too much though in the German.
There's a little.
Well, it's coming back. There was some
How do we spell that? That's the title of the episode. A little.
little CHHHH G. Oh man. Well, we can't do this episode without talking about the biggest scandal of the week.
An American scandal.
Good old
Yeah.
American scandal.
Not from some Quebec studio, right here in the heartland.
That's right. Not video games, real life. And what should be happening in
Madden.
real life? yeah. Or Madden. Yeah, right. Or Madden. A lot of people are about to pick Harrison Butker, trade him off the Chiefs to be on their Madden dream team now. Unfortunately, Harrison Butker, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not catching up with the news, why are you watching our podcast? Harrison Butker.
Don't ask people why they're. It's the few we have. Don't make them question. Don't make them double think themselves.
The people that are watching us know why they're watching us. They're related to us or they know us personally. But yeah, Harrison Butker, kicker on the Chiefs. He said some mean things about ladies. Traditional things, let's say about ladies. It's mean, not from his perspective, but
It was.
I'm not defending him.
Well, we talked about it last week a little bit, and we did make fun of him, which it should be made fun of.
Yeah.
It was archaic and stupid, but then like 50,000 people signed some petition to get him kicked off the Chiefs, even though I would assume they might be from 29 other NFL markets that have a shittier kicker than the Chiefs.
I was gonna say, I think also a lot of Raiders fans were signing on to that. Rivals trying to hurt the Chiefs.
Yeah, if you
So
don't
they
have,
should also fire Patrick Mahomes while they're at it. How much did he know, and when did he know it? Get rid of it.
who would even pick up Patrick Mahomes at this point? But yeah, I don't agree with that. Like, he didn't do anything. I don't think he should get fined, suspended. He doesn't deserve any punishment.
He's just an asshole. You can't be punished for just generally being an asshole. I agree. I was more on his side when it was just those comments, because I was like, all right, he's an asshole, and he's an asshole about that. But maybe he's just an asshole about that. And then like very quickly it was like, oh no, believe it or not, you can assume everything about his position from that one opinion. You can just go down the line and it's like, okay, yeah, where do you want to go? January 6th? Yeah, we got it. Like it's so in that respect, I think this is a good story because it reminds us to always judge people immediately and all the way, because I thought to be a little more open-minded about this and just be like, maybe he's just a guy, because the news story I read said Harrison Butker says women belong in the kitchen. And then I went and read it, and that is not what he said. He just said women can choose to be in the kitchen, which is a little more nuanced. And I was like, okay, maybe this guy just said something stupid. And then I was like, oh no, he thinks women belong in the kitchen. Like, as you read his other political things. Yeah, no, he's definitely a shithead.
Yeah, he's entitled to that. He's allowed. Not everybody has to agree on everything or anything.
Yeah.
Why let people be themselves? The fucking left.
I think
they're so dumb. Like, why do they always overstep with the fucking punishments? They're crying wolf, and then someone's going to do something actually shitty, and people are going to use, oh, you fucking overreacted to Harrison Butker, and now we can't punish this fucking rapist.
I think the appropriate punishment should be some team. Who are the rivals that aren't well? The Raiders or the Chargers. They're both kind of bad teams.
Why is there a punishment?
There is none. There should be none.
Right.
But I think an appropriate punishment, if there is one, should be you take on your special teams, you just won the one game you play against the Chiefs. You replace your gunner with the biggest, fastest, meanest woman you could find, and you just send her on a one-way kamikaze. Don't worry about the punt. Don't worry about what's going on the field. There is one tiny little white guy over there that's going to be standing there. You just take him out. Just lay him the fuck out. It's 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
You get the first woman football player in a thing that she can actually do. No offense to women. It's just football's a extremely physical competitive sport, but you can find a woman gunner to run down and destroy a kicker.
Yeah.
That's a woman could totally take a kicker.
If a woman hits a kicker, it's only a 12-yard penalty.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. It's only 70% of the original penalty. So it's great. But yeah, I think there's a 2 birds, 1 stone. We can make the NFL a better place, a more equality.
It's so crazy that the NFL's even involved in this.
I don't think
you know the schools signed off on what he said, right?
Yeah. Even the school
That's
is
what
like,
I mean.
Well, the school, it's even crazy because like the school is a religious school,
right,
and they have nuns.
Yeah.
And the nuns were like, no, we don't fuck with that because nuns are very progressive.
Sure.
So, but it's like, right. I'm sure like the priests and stuff that run the school were fine with
it. Just mean they had to vet his speech. Like they knew what he was going to say.
Yeah. Also, it's a religious school. So it's kind of like, why are you surprised?
I feel like the only people that should be mad are just the
Those
women
kids
in the
are all fucked anyway. They're all okay.
Well, so what
people
he
that
said,
religious people are less.
What he said is still shitty, though. I think we agree that maybe he shouldn't be punished, but you know,
he should be made fun of. That's all it needs to be.
Right.
There needs to be no financial. There needs to be no punitive, whatever.
Right.
At all.
Well, that's usually what happens when people get canceled anyway. People are like, "I've been canceled." It's like, you've been made fun of. You're like, you're not gonna nothing. You've lost nothing. We just think you're an idiot, and we make fun of you. And now the next time you pipe up about something, we'll be like, "Oh, aren't you that fucking idiot that did this?" And then,
well, that needs to be what people say, but they're fucking dumb and they overstep. Yeah. They always overreact.
Well, this whole year has been the year of the left overreacting and making idiots of themselves when they should be doing a little more fucking.
What else did they do? Smart. Because.
Well, the whole fucking like the making themselves look dumb about an issue that I think they actually have like a legitimate cause for, which is the Israel-Palestine thing. You know what I mean? Like when you're the vanguard of your protest is like white girls being like, pizza for us counts as humanitarian aid. Like on the some Columbia student, they were on a hunger strike, or maybe they are now. I don't know. It's hard because their fucking aims are like, what do they stand for? Who the fuck knows? If you ask them, they all give you a different thing. It's kind of like, in a way, it's a little bit Occupy-ish in that regard, where it's like decentralized.
Why is it the colleges? Why is that?
Because they'll let you camp there. That's the only reason, I think, is they'll let you put up a tent.
So there's a couple of interesting things where there's a lot of organizations that actually also do back colleges. Have you read up on some of the?
I don't read past.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's only headlines.
Wait, they do what, Neil?
So there's a couple of you do have lots of ins into colleges because they're giving money to colleges a lot of the time, and some of the organizations that it's thought they track them back that they were possibly anti-Israel stuff. So you kind of start looking at it and be like, oh, this support's really not even happening for some of the students. It's some people that are organizing anybody to come out and do it. I don't know. There's a lot of that kind of stuff that I've been checking out.
Well, right. When they do the arrests and stuff, the cops are like, yeah, there's like, it was only 20% actual students at this college. It was all just activists from the city that all came to camp out there, you know? Yeah. So it's like, that's a part of it too. They just didn't like, the left always does this, is why I'm kind of like, can't really, even though like I usually agree with like what they care about, I can't fuck with them because it's like, we don't do leaders. It's like, well, then you don't do getting what you want. Like you need somebody to be a spokesperson for what you're standing for. And ideally someone that'll like be a good person, like Bernie Sanders. Look at how much he did just for standing up and being that guy and being like, yes, I'll say it. I don't care. I know I'm not going to win. I'll just say this shit. And now it's almost like taken for granted. We're all like, yeah, of course the billionaires fucking suck. Like that isn't even like something that needs to be like argued on the left or most of the center now. So I think these people, they just fuck themselves by being like performative idiots, which they were doing with the Butker thing too.
Yeah. You mentioned the protest. I thought the one thing that they did almost handle well was that the JP Staples kid. Do you know the old Missouri or Mississippi kid, the one that fucking made the monkey noises.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
he just kind of disappeared out of headlines, and I thought that might be the right move finally, because every other time they've tried to take a kid and turn him into a monster, that kid ended up being a fucking millionaire.
Right. Rittenhouse, the drum
Sandman.
kid.
Yeah. That was the fucking boy who cried wolf. That kid just stood there with a really punchable looking face.
That's what they wanted to go for.
And they're like, let's ruin his fucking life.
Though I will say that in the court system that I'm advocating for, as far as like you get to present your information, that would be totally like valid evidence that you could supply to the court is Nicholas Salmon's face. I could be like,
so
look,
punchable.
I know in the normal, scheme of things, I can't seek to destroy this man simply because of what he looks like, but I should be able to present that as evidence against him.
But he stood there and like, that's the biggest overreaction ever. Let's dox this fucking 15-year-old kid.
Right.
Let's
also people
ruin him. Let's charges. What
people? Yeah,
he stood there. He fucking stood there.
Yeah. I thought that's like anything. You start a witch hunt, people just start going for it rather than thinking. You see it on the right all the time. And I think that it's like, in a way, it's like nice that it's happening on the left sometimes, because it like proves that it's like, well, I do think the right, I should say Trump supporters specifically, are some of the dumbest motherfuckers ever. Just like what, in the sense of like, what could compel you to support this guy? Like, I can't put myself in anyone's shoes and then come to that conclusion other than like a billionaire. But like, what like on the left, it's like these people are not immune to the mind viruses and the brain worms and shit. They can still be propagandized and it's fucking stupid. And like, I'm just waiting for it to go as far as it has been on the right, where like you'll see like leftists try to kidnap somebody. So we haven't gotten there on the left yet. Like there's no governor of Michigan kidnapping plot.
There's no
yet.
January 6th, which
right. Well, that I think you need again a leader, and you'll never get that. But I feel like the anger is there. I feel like you could assemble 10,000 people, at least if they act the way they talk on Twitter.
Because they think these people are so fucking stupider than me. But damn it, they had a really good idea first. Now we can't do it because it'll look like we're taking their shit.
Right. I am quite sure that a lot of people saw those people climbing on the Capitol and being like, it's just a shame that they're... Yes.
We had... 4 years ago, we fucking crocheted pink hats for ourselves, and then would just sit pouty faced and no. And boy, that did not get results.
Did that work?
Fuck these people. I mean, they are dumb as shit, but they might be geniuses.
Yeah, they might be onto something with that.
But well, yeah. So so this not bringing the JP Staples kid in, like. He probably, like, I watched the thing happen. I was like, fuck, they're going to make this kid a millionaire too somehow. And there's just no, so his punishment is that he has to fucking live his life now.
Yeah.
So is that the best thing? Yeah, that might be the best punishment.
Yeah.
Oh, just ignore them. Because otherwise, if they kept going after him and he somehow sued the media and became a millionaire, that would just make this shit happen tenfold.
Right.
People are like, I'm going to just do something blatantly racist.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
and then let them fucking cash my check.
And then you never get done seeing them. Like Kyle Rittenhouse, that guy would be fucking gone if they didn't make him into like the big. And so he's like, okay, I'll just make this my job now.
Yeah, we fucked up two ways. Well, first of all, they had people attack him first. Which, come on, that dude drove 20 minutes with an assault rifle.
He was
going there to shoot someone. You gave him a reason. Just waited out a little bit. Yeah. He was going to start firing.
Right, 100%.
And he also, he had the firing he won the firing a bullet into a crowd lottery by hitting a pedophile.
Yes, he really did. Like I'm telling you, the school shooters we were talking about, camera wise, would be great to document someone as bad as that if they were randomly documenting people. Like that's one of those ones where it's like, if you're going to shoot somebody, the pedophile we don't care as much about. I care way more about skateboard guy.
Yeah,
it sucks for skateboard guy.
Saying if he had driven 5 minutes with an assault rifle, maybe then he'd just be taking it out for a walk. But you drive 20 minutes with an assault rifle, you have a fucking goal in mind.
Yeah,
and it's to shoot someone.
Yeah,
don't give him a reason.
Yeah, well, I think that's also speaks to like the fact that nobody can like come to agreements on anything anymore. Because I think like that issue, I think like if you said like, listen, admit that guy that Rittenhouse came looking for trouble. And then the other side has to admit that a pedophile that's throwing bricks at people is not that bad that he got shot. It's really like the guy with the skateboard that thought he saw a mass shooter and tried to clobber him with a skateboard. I feel bad for that guy because to his perspective, Rittenhouse was just opening fire into the crowd. Well, he was, but the guy throwing the brick, I can't work myself up to be too.
Like if shooting a guy was 100 on one scale, being a pedophile is like a 200.
Right.
You could shoot him twice.
Right. Yeah. So, George Zimmerman was watching that like lucky motherfucker.
Did he become a millionaire too?
And for a little while, I think he fucked it up because he started picking up gun charges and shit. Like he was just a guy. He was who he was, a guy that liked guns and didn't like laws.
He was
he just started like getting in trouble. And
he was like a wannabe cop that failed the psych test.
Yeah.
Even though based on some of the cops we have, it's probably a breeze. So he must actually be some variant of retarded.
To fail the police test. Well, not to give him too much credit, you can fail the police test by scoring too high. Some police, they have come out and said they actually have IQ limits that they will take in candidates.
Well, because I feel like there are. See, that's what's it's the personality test, and everybody, your personality is great as it is, but there are right and wrong answers on this personality test. So if you do too well, it's like you just memorized the practice tests.
Yeah, I cheated off my personality test. Just copied the other guy's answers.
You say that like it's an outrageous statement, but it's 100% like being a psychopath or a sociopath. I don't know which means that something's wrong.
Yeah.
You still do it, but it's wrong, meaning you look at these tests. Like I think it's okay to lie sometimes. Never. Obviously it's okay to lie sometimes.
Of course. Yeah.
So you know the right answer.
That's true. How many minutes can you kneel on someone? 2. I know the right answer. Yeah.
It's the practice test.
Yeah.
Boy, they kept failing me because I kept pushing 7. Like
I kept putting 8.5.
Yeah, the new cop workbook's got to be pretty rough. Like you're trying for that test. It's very specific, and it's got to be a lot. Hey, do you know the difference between a toy gun and maybe just a kid holding a peach? You know what I mean? You're like, I think I do. This is a weird test.
Right. I imagine it's like the Men in Black shooting the range where it's just like a little girl with like a lollipop, like a burglar. They just keep popping like children with toy guns and like.
They never actually said in the movie if he was right or not, though, and I feel like he is the one of that batch that did get hired.
That's how they do it. They all do the same thing. He goes, nah, don't you understand? She's carrying a physics textbook. What's she doing there? Yeah, they justify. Basically, every internal affairs investigation is going down like that scene where he's just like, no, you don't understand that toy gun. They break it down and the IA's like, okay, you get to be back on the force. Perhaps.
No, that we're like close to, we're about to go over to the old news.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, a wonderful little ACAB bow on this thing.
We covered a lot.
We don't believe. Yeah, we did.
There's been a lot of crazy stuff.
I don't think we didn't stay on a single subject, but we did cover a lot of ground.
No,
sometimes quantity is where it's at.
Sometimes we come into our podcast with a plan. We actually discuss prior what we want to talk about. We didn't do that at all this week. We just showed up.
The notes on this one is just it's a beautiful thing. I've got so many great notes for you guys. I love it. It's gonna be fun. You guys ready?
Good. Yes, let's do it. Let's go to the news.
I've got that one.
Oh wow. Okay, here we are. For those of you just joining us for your first Weekday Comics episode, I hope that is true. This is the news section. Dave and I have written 12 jokes about this week's news. I don't know what he wrote. He does not know what I wrote. But if we write a joke about the same news story, we will have a joke off. Joking each other off. Ow! Joking each other off. It just gets longer and longer. And when we're having a joke off / joking each other off, We are in a competition, but we have no guest today. So that means you will be our judge, jury, and executioner. Please write in the comments if there is a joke off, who you like better and why it's me. Dave, would you like to start?
You forgot who's on a fucking run right now.
That is true. We're tied though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is game 7. I'm Ant, you're Jokic.
Oh, shit.
All right. Portal between NYC and Dublin to be temporarily closed over bad behavior, including nudity. They never saw this coming when they set out to make a communication link between these two cities based only on them having the world's highest urine to pants per capita.
I wanted to write one about that story too. I'm glad you did.
Sorry. I could have worded it better, but whatever.
Yeah, I looked at it for a little while. I stared into the portal. President Biden and Donald Trump agree to 2 debates this year where the 77 and 81-year-old will tackle important topics such as and
but for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Just that for 3 hours. No moderator.
Yeah. Mothers of Miss USA and Miss Teen USA claim daughters were bullied by management. And they said their daughters didn't deserve that because they've come such a long way from being those fat little whore 4-year-olds that only disappointed their parents.
Okay. There you go. A little John Bonet jokesy.
Yeah, John Bonet jokesy.
There you go. A little John Bonet jokesy for us. All right. That's okay.
Yeah, you got to write down John Bonet jokesy.
You got to get that. All right. Marjorie Taylor Greene shares workout video amidst feud with Representative Jasmine Crockett, where MTG displayed impressive strength in taking a car made entirely out of stone, lifting it up and running it around town, even stopping for ribs so big they tipped that car over.
Oh, man.
It's more of a
we went for the whole
image.
fucking thing. Yeah. Wyoming sheriff's bold billboard recruiting Denver officers out of Liberal City creates stir. He thought he could get them there by pointing out that Wyoming is like all the best parts of Denver and none of the other 4 guys in the Nuggets starting lineup.
Yeah, that's about what goes on in Eastern Colorado. Rudy Giuliani served Arizona indictment papers at his own birthday party. In a move that happened so fast, Giuliani didn't even have time to blow out the cocaine from the foreign hooker's butthole.
I like that. I'm glad I cut mine at the last second.
Okay, good.
148 House Democrats vote against bill to deport migrants who assault police. They said, if we got rid of them, then how can we call a cab?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I can't believe I said ACAB and you had an ACAB joke.
I know that.
What about
that's
crazy.
Burned inside of me, and I had to stifle it.
That's been you with my jokes. You've hit on my jokes the past couple weeks, so I'm glad to return the favor.
They had it coming.
Okay, calm down, Harrison.
I saw how they were dressed.
Okay. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito flew an upside-down flag at his home, suspected to be a QAnon symbol. The justice claims it's not election denial, just a normal 74-year-old rebellious phase. He then asked reporters if they wanted to smoke pot in the garage and listen to the Ramones. Again, more of the
double tag and everything.
More of the image, yeah. I didn't believe in most of my jokes, so I added tags.
I'm just gonna keep talking till he fucking looks down
beat
uncomfortably.
You into submission. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna beat you to submission with these punchlines.
Ohio bar sparks controversy with new policy banning patrons under 30 after reported violence. But on the bright side, for the next 2 years, the bar will be known as the one place in Ohio you can go without fear of being molested by Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, there you go.
My research for that one.
Yeah.
Then I subtracted 30 minus 28. That's how I got that number.
That's amazing. Look, the work that goes into
I had to get a calculator, an abacus.
Audience doesn't understand what we give for them every week. Crew stuck on Baltimore ship 7 weeks after bridge collapse. And experts disagree on a solution, as this is the first time someone was hopelessly trapped in Baltimore by anything but crippling debt. It's a wonderful city.
Love it there. Never been.
You've never been to Baltimore?
I might have driven through it.
Okay.
Windows up.
The harbor's okay.
Well, next time.
Okay.
Is it safe? Most of South Dakota's tribes have banned Christy Nome from their land. Many of them have been quoted as saying, "What the hell are you doing? We said you could only dance with the wolves."
Yeah.
I did research for that one.
Because she kills the dogs.
Yeah,
right?
Dancing with Wolves also takes place in South Dakota.
Oh, I didn't know
lined up
that.
perfectly.
That's great.
I also would have told the joke if it didn't, but I thought that was a fun little factoid.
It wasn't needed, but it enriched the whole joke that it was historically accurate. This one is also very accurate to the person, and I think you'll enjoy this one, Dave. Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder publicly shames kicker Harrison Butker during live show, which was expected, as Eddie is a self-described effeminate. Yeah, feminine. My Eddie Vedder's not great, but you know what
I saw that story, and I was like, I think I'm on Harrison Butker's side. You know?
Wow, you are taking a against Eddie Vedder position here.
I take every against Eddie Vedder position.
Fair.
Wrong one died. Said that 3 times in my life now. Yeah. Chuck E. Cheese is calling curtains on its animatronic band. Chuck E. Cheese announced it by saying, "We're getting rid of something in 2024 that used to entertain kids in the 90s for legitimate reasons, and there definitely isn't a documentary coming out about it soon."
That's funny. Red Lobster files for bankruptcy just days before announcing their new special, unlimited cleaning off your windshield with newspaper while you're stopped at a red light. They've fallen on hard times.
So I hear. Never been there either.
You've never been to Red Lobster?
It's a true story.
Jesus Christ.
I don't eat trash seafood. No.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I don't hear.
Most controversial thing said on this podcast today, guys.
I don't care about
if I'm
Baltimore
getting
anymore.
seafood, it's not from a chain. Meh.
You could have some endless shrimp, buddy.
That's true. I guess I fucked up. Mitt Romney says if he were president, he would immediately pardon Trump. He said the choice isn't so much to him as it was told to him by 2 rocks that he placed inside of a red baseball cap.
Oh, he's Mormon.
Why did I saw you do the thing?
No, I genuinely was like, why?
Yeah.
Why is he even? Shut the fuck up! Like, yeah,
like,
shut
why
up.
are all the people that Trump is like, I can't wait to become president to kill you? Or like, I don't know, maybe we're misunderstanding him. It's like, Mitt, you should be worried. I'm not. I should be less worried than Mitt. Mitt, he's gonna go. He's gonna get you.
Started that phrase of "if I were shut up." Immediately,
shut
shut
up.
up. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead, buddy.
I like to start mine with "if I were dictator." It gives me a
there
lot
you
more leniency on the murder rates.
Tom Brady says his appearance on his Netflix roast has negatively affected his children. In fact, after the roast aired, Tom had to kiss his son on the mouth and neck for 3 hours just to calm him down. Thank you.
Yeah, that wasn't brought up at all, and it upset me.
I agree. I feel like it should, but that's why I don't buy his bullshit that they laid off the fact that he makes out and kisses his son on the neck, which is weird. Anyway.
Here's my throwaway for the week. Louisiana may reclassify drugs in abortion as controlled dangerous substances. Although in doing this, they would also have to reclassify women who have babies as nerds.
It's funny. Mad cow disease found on Scotland farm. No word on if it crossed into the human population, as hyperaggression, foaming at the mouth, and unintelligible screaming are all normal parts of Scottish culture.
Love it. All right. Benedictine college nuns denounced Harrison Butker's speech made at their school. They said they would have said something earlier, but weren't able to because Jesus' sandwich wasn't going to make itself.
All right, there you go. That one's going to get us kicked off YouTube. No,
I pissed off a few people with my Stormy joke last week, so I wanted to double down.
There you go. There you go. Go back to the well. Detroit sees population growth for the first time since 1957. And there's also been a historic drop in the average resident's ability to aim.
Oh, man.
That's my favorite one of mine.
All right, I don't know if this one's funny, but it's clever.
Okay.
Former Red Sox pitcher ensnared an underage sex sting operation. It seems like the Red Sox may be cursed again, except this time they're giving away Baby Ruth from the back of a white windowless van. I knew it was clever. I didn't know if it was funny.
Okay, here's another one that's got a double punch here. Korean man spotted having sex with pink Tesla. The police did not arrive at the scene in time to catch the suspect, as onlookers described the scene as too fast and too furious.
Nice.
Thank you. But it is nice to know that the Tesla can give you an orgasm and the Cybertruck can give you a circumcision. So...
All right, last one for me. OpenAI accused of mimicking Scarlett Johansson. Company pauses ChatGPT voice. Which is a shame that they're using AI just to replicate her voice when it has the power to create images of her banging a different guy that does weekly news jokes.
That is hilarious. Okay. Actually, I don't have a 12th joke. I thought that I did, but it has fallen out of my shitty notebook. But I do have this. I have a not great joke from last week, which I am going to read instead, which I think I thought was the last joke. I now realize last joke didn't even make it in the notebook. So this is not my last joke of this week. We'll just make that up next week. Florida man points AR-15 in Uber driver's face for dropping off daughter. Apparently this driver had a 5-star rating, but the Grand Theft Auto rating. And that's it. Apologies. I've got a banger joke for you next week about this week's news.
Can't wait. Can't wait. What do you got coming up?
Oh, fuck. What do I have? Nothing. I'm going to New York. I'm in New York a lot this week, but not to do comedy shows. So maybe I'll, if you want to see me somewhere, just go up to New York, wander around. You may see me in Manhattan.
Get barking
there. Yeah, God, I should. No, I got nothing this week. I'm going to New York on a vacation. So
sweet.
Yeah.
All right, Saturday, your boy headlining.
Oh, hell yeah.
At fucking Cool J's After Dark in Bear, Delaware.
Oh boy.
Which I was at a family thing this past Sunday, and I knew I had I'm doing a Delaware show. And like, and Bear, like we live in Bear. And I said, don't go. Because last time I was there, all black crowd. I don't want any whites. I want the whole authentic experience.
I always thought of Bear as like the country, as like rural.
I believe because there's a lot of sometimes it's divided by a railroad track.
Okay,
I
don't
know Bear.
Okay,
like Paulsboro. I used to do shows in Paulsboro. Like the first time I ever showed up there, because I knew the people that asked me to do this were mostly white trash. But when I pulled onto the exit and got into Paulsboro, I didn't see any white people, and then I literally went over train tracks and then only saw white people.
Okay.
And they don't like the other side.
It is strange how that expression just holds true for some reason. I don't know what it is.
I knew but I was like, it is literal out here.
Yeah. Okay.
What about Thursday then? Next Thursday, I will be on a show. I only got the address of the place. I don't remember the title, but I think Dan Sherman, Jay Yoder, some Dana,
good people, all friends of the show.
Yeah, friends of the show. Bound. Neil, what do you got?
Yeah, you can come check me out May 31st this month over at Myers Brewing Company. That would be the 4th, or I guess it's just the last Friday in May. You can check us out there. Myers
anything in May.
I know, right? And Myers, and then June 7th, you can check us out at Wissahickon and Brewing Company. You can come on out to that one. It's another great show. An awesome lineup on both. So come on out to that, and you can check me out in. I'll be in Atlantic City. Performing, actually headlining myself. You son of a
wow!
bitch.
Look at that.
I'm doing 40, I think.
Hell yeah!
Okay, that's pretty comparable.
I'm pretty comparable.
Yes.
Dave had so much swagger when he said he was headlining.
I know, right?
He was like, "Your boy." I was like, "Ooh." So yeah, come check me out.
Wow,
You can
just sitting here with a couple of fucking headliners.
Yeah, we're going.
Fuck me then.
Yeah, check out Dealing Words Comedy for all that stuff, or just go over to I am Neil Wood on all the social media guys, or James Neil Wood if you want to check out some of my artwork and hire me for that. But thanks, guys.
But you gotta call him James if you.
Do. You have to. If we're talking about
comedian, James the artist.
That's right. So
please.
he knows he is very schizophrenic dealing with this.
And don't forget to like and subscribe all their cool stuff. All right, go to the Weekday Comics, like, subscribe on YouTube and all that cool stuff, and go over to drop10.com/store to check out their merch as well.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks. Well, that's the show. This was loosey goosey, and I liked it.
Episode 69, baby.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
On 69. Oh, holy shit. Well, there we go. We serviced each other pretty well here on episode 69.
And we'll,
next week out.
I don't care for that.
Yeah. Who do we have next
we got,
week?
He doesn't want his last name used.
Oh, that's right.
We got Raph. Raph's a very funny comic.
Yes, he is. He's great.
Sexy.
Yes,
Can't wait
great.
for
Viral Vine star. I don't
Twitch,
know if it's Vine.
TikTok. He's got a lot of TikToks.
Viral TikTok star. Raph. I'm excited. Good guy. All right. We'll see you next week, everybody. Thank you for listening. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of Drop 10 Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to drop10.com to check them all out. Make sure to like, subscribe on everything that you see Drop 10 on. We appreciate it. Go to drop10.com now.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.